Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about a quick and easy tip that you can use to make rocks that you tumbled that maybe don't look so good into beauties. So let's get started. This method also works for rocks that you maybe don't want to tumble. I know I have a lot of agates that I think are just beautiful on their own and I don't want them tumbled. So this will also help bring out the beauty in things like agates that have really unique features that you want to show off. Okay, so I separated the piles into tumblers that I need to fix and agates that could use a little extra luster. So all you're going to need is a microfiber towel and some oil. I have baby oil here. A lot of people use mineral oil. It doesn't really matter that I've noticed. I kind of get the same results. With the baby oil though, you will have a smell of a fresh born baby. So if you don't like that smell, then mineral oil works too. So here's some of the rocks that I've tumbled recently. You can see that there are several cracks and things that grit can get stuck in. When the grit gets stuck in them, it makes them expand and gives them this type of cracked white cast. So I have several rocks that I'm going to be using the mineral oil with today. You can prevent this from happening by keeping them in your tumbler longer and making sure that there are absolutely no imperfections when you move them on, especially from grit 1 into the higher grits. The cracks in the rock are what end up making the rocks look like this. Sometimes I'm able to get all of the grit out. I have become more experienced in tumbling. Sometimes it just doesn't work, or the cracks are so small that I miss them. So instead of being all bummed that I have poor sad rocks here, I found a method that works to make them look absolutely beautiful. Then here are the agates. These are, of course, not polished. This one is so pretty. I love this one. Anyway, but you can see they are very beautiful, but they could use a little extra luster on them. The baby oil also will help with that. So I'm gonna take these ones too and give them a nice little rub-a-dub-dub with some oil and make them look beautiful too. All right, so it is pretty simple. All you're going to do is you're going to take your baby oil and put a little bit on your rock. I rub it in with my fingers a little bit, and then you kind of polish it off, leaving the mineral oil or the baby oil kind of filling in these cracks, but then also not leaving it so it's, oily or feels greasy, because I also don't like it when it feels like that. Okay, so I have my first rock here that I'm going to do. I also forgot to mention that a Q-tip sometimes helps with the application of the mineral oil or the baby oil, just because then you're not accidentally getting it everywhere. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil on the Q-tip, and then I'm going to kind of go over the cracks, and you can see immediately the difference. It's wild. So ready? Rub, rub, rub. And look at that. Isn't that cool? And it just fills in those cracks and any of the white spots. So I'm going to do this. Gonna really rub it in there. Here's another one. And honestly, I usually just coat the whole rock and then rub it around a little bit with my fingers and then wipe it off with the cloth. Oh, look. A hair thing attached. So then when you are done, you get it all nice and wiped off. It is nice and shiny. So as you can see, we have that absolutely beautiful mirror finish, even though you can still see the cracks in the rock. But it doesn't look awful like it did before. Isn't that crazy? Ugh. Anyways, I just stumbled across this method, and I always knew about using oil for things like agates, but I never knew about using them for tumbled rocks. So maybe everybody knows this and I just didn't, but it has saved so many of my batches before, turning just the awful looking ones into ones that look gorgeous. Now I'm going to show you again how that works, but for a untumbled or a raw rock. So here's the oil. Okay. You can see already, it's just so cool. It just fills in all those little gaps. Okay, so I have it coated in the oil now, and we'll wipe it off to get all of the extra oil off. And there we go. So you can see how you can see the individual layers a lot better. It doesn't look dry. It almost kind of has like a shine to it now. Maybe need to get a little bit more of it off of this side, but you can see how it really just kind of fills in those little gaps. So I also wondered when doing this method if when I put the oil on, it was only going to end up staying on for, you know, maybe a day or so until it evaporated. But I have done it with other rocks before, and like for example, this one I did about a week ago, and it still looks just as good as when I first applied the oil to it. So far what I found out is that it actually is turning out really good and that the oil does seem to be staying on the rocks and making them look really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to show you again on a couple more of these rocks just because I think it looks so cool, like watching it happen like in real time. So as you can see, not so pretty, but look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, look at that. The difference. Here's the front that's all oiled. Here's the back. Like, come on. That is so cool. Let's get all these little parts. Almost feels like magic. Okay. So, now we got it all oiled up. Take our microfiber cloth here. All right, let's see it. Oh, like look at that. Is that not just gorgeous? And all of those white bits are gone. Like the mineral oil just kind of soaks them up and whoops. And you end up having an absolutely gorgeous shine that you wanted in the first place. Okay, so here's another raw one. We'll see. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. All right, got her all oiled. And there it is in all its beauty. Just love that you can see the bands so much better. Gorgeous. Here is the last one we're gonna do. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Stop. Oh my goodness. That is so crazy. All right. Time to wipe her off. And there she is in all her glory. Well, there you have it. It's kind of crazy what a little bit of oil, a Q-tip, and a microfiber cloth can do. So I hope that you guys liked this video. Let me know if you try out this method and what you think. So if you like this video and this kind of content, give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new here, I'd love it if you subscribe to this channel. Make new videos like this every week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!